Hi guys, so today we're going to be looking at the nervous system and neurons. So between a stimulus, which is this first point, and a response, which is the last point, there are several steps along the way. So a stimulus might be your friend waving at you. Receptor cells, or photoreceptors in your eyes, would then detect that someone's waving. That would send the information to the CNS, that would process the information and decide what to do about it. And then it would send messages to the muscle cells, which are the effectors, and then the response would be waving back. So there are three main types of neuron. There are sensory neurons, motor neurons and relay neurons, and luckily you only need to know the structure of sensory and motor neurons. So this is a sensory neuron, and that is the receptor cells. You've got the dendrite here, and then an axon, and then the axon terminals. This is the cell body, and the impulse is moving from the receptor cells to the axon terminals, so it's going that way. And it's handy to remember axons are going away from the receptor cells, or the cell body, and the dendrites in this case is also longer than the axon. So that's the sensory neuron. And then we have motor neurons, and motor neurons, the cell body always reminds me of Mr. Sneeze from Mr. Men, by Roger Hargreaves, and it takes me straight back to my childhood. And so you've got the cell body at this end, then the dendrites are coming off it, you've got the axon, which is the long bit here, going in to the axon terminals, and this is the effector cells. So in terms of order, you'd have the sensory neurons that send the messages from the stimulus, the relay neurons, and the motor neurons. And the motor neurons send it to the message to the effector cells. And this only works in electrical energy, so remember that one. And sensory neurons are transducers, so they convert whatever energy it is into electrical energy. And now is the complex bit, unfortunately. So we've got neuron cell membranes that are polarised at rest. The outside of the cell membrane is positively charged and inside the cell is negatively charged. And this is because of the sodium-potassium pumps and potassium ion channels. Now, constantly, sodium-potassium pumps are pumping 3 positively charged sodium ions outside the cell, and 2 positively charged potassium ions are coming back into the cell. And because there's more potassium inside the cell, the potassium is moving back out, passively diffusing back out of the cell membrane to the outside of the cell. This basically means that there's constantly positives going out there and positives going out there. So that makes the inside of the cell negative. Thanks for watching.